Hey, boxing fans, what do you say? What do you know? What are you doing? Old school saying here, right at you with another episode of Hey, who's going to win the big fight? 2 days away now from the big fight, and you know what it is. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Usyk Fury. This is going to be a historic fight in terms of us finally getting another, unified heavyweight championship in place. 25 years in the making here, finally. Yeah, yeah, you know me. I wish those old days were here. We had eight divisions, uh, you know, and one champ in each division. None of this alphabet soup nonsense, but it is what it is. But this fight's going to be a good one. Let me start out by saying I got to give real major props to the Kronk group, this Sugarhill guy, young trainer, Manuel Stewart's nephew, who I think is just a brilliant guy. And I'll tell you why. And I think he's going to be the difference in this fight, actually. You look at that first fight between Fury and Deontay Wilder. Fury had a whole lot of success in that fight, boxing. Okay, you remember when he prepared for that fight? He cut some weight. He came in the 260s, I think, maybe high 250s. I'm not sure, but anyway, he came in and he boxed. That was a strategy to box Wilder, and he did a fantastic job. I thought he won the fight, even with the two knockdowns in the 12th round. I thought that he won the fight. But you would think, when they switch trainers, when Fury switched trainers, you would think that this guy would come in and say, all right, you know what? That was a good strategy. Maybe what we got to do here is, yeah, maybe we cut a few more pounds. Maybe we work on just staying away from that right hand. Maybe just kind of to tinker a little bit and, maybe get a little bit better shape so that we can be on our toes a little bit longer in the fight and win a convincing fight in fight two by boxing the guy. But this guy comes in and he says, "No, we're not going to do that. We're going to bulk up and we're going to go right at this guy. This ain't going to be. This is not going to be a 12-round fight. We're going to knock this guy out. He's a one-trick pony. He's got a suspect chin. You got the size on him, so we're going to completely change, the approach. This is a huge risk that he took in this fight, and I got to give him all the props in the world. You got the whole world looking at you, and you come in and you make a change like that, and you got a chance of looking like a jackass if you get knocked out. And we know, I mean, it's in history books now. We know that fight two and fight three, that Fury absolutely imposed his will on Wilder and basically knocked him around the ring twice. Even though those were exciting fights, and Wilder put up a good fight, and Fury went down a couple of times. So don't get me wrong, but they had the exact right strategy, and so I got to give them props for that. And I think that's what I'm seeing happening here. Because when I first analyzed this fight, I had some mixed feelings. I wasn't sure about what's going to happen. Now it's all crystallized in my mind after watching the press conference. So what I thought they perhaps were going to come back in and say we had so much success doing that. We're fighting a smaller guy here. Hey, let's do the same thing. Let's go right at this guy. Let's come in big. We're going to come in. We're going to impose our size on him. We're going to lean on him, and we're going to take him out early. Not early in the fight, but we're going to take him out sometime in the mid to later rounds in the fight. I didn't think that would be a good strategy. I said to myself, this guy is not Wilder. He's got a motor. Usyk is a guy who can move. He's very good with his feet. He's kind of like like a blown up kind of Lomo type fighter. In terms of the way that he likes to approach counter punching, and the way that he likes to switch and get out on the side and mix up his combinations. He's got some hand speed. He's not nearly as dynamic as Lomo is with his hands. In fact, let me just back up a little bit. Usyk, when I look at Usyk, he's not a guy who really blows me away in terms of ability. I know he's, rated, big, up there pound for pound. He's considered a great fighter. Maybe it's me because to me, the American style fighting is the best, the best that there is. And when I look at him, I see an old style European fighter. He's not a dynamic puncher in terms of combinations. It's pretty much, jab, right hand. He works in, he'll work in a hook to the body here and there, but he's not a guy who's really going to be dynamic with his punching. He's He works on positioning and pot shotting you. That's the way I see him. I could be completely wrong. I've watched a few of his fights, and I got to tell you, none of those fights I look at it and say, "Whoa, this guy is, he's a dynamite fighter." But obviously he is, because he's able to beat these guys. And maybe it's just the style and the way that he does it that doesn't appeal to me. Anyway, the one thing that he does have is a motor. I mean, he can throw a lot of punches, and he's good on his feet. So he's not going to be the kind of guy that Fury is going to be able to lean on and overpower in a fight. Yeah. So my feeling was that if the Kronk group came back in and they took the same strategy that they did with Wilder, that this would not be a good fight for Fury because he's just not going to be able to keep up that pace that Usyk is going to be able to keep up. And I saw Usyk basically out. I don't see Usyk knocking him out because I don't think Usyk is a great puncher. But I thought that he would be able to, by the end of the fight, he'd be able to do pretty much a number on him because Fury would not be able to keep up the pace. But Sugarhill is brilliant. What did he do? I just looked at the press conference. Man, Tyson Fury is lean and mean. So he's obviously looking to come into this fight with a different strategy. And I think he's going to do exactly what he needs to do, which is work that jab. Use your feet to take away all the things that Usyk likes to do with his feet. Like I mentioned before, he likes to get out the side door. He likes to switch. He likes to mix things up with his feet. He'll come right in. He'll attack you with the jab straight up, and then he's out the side door, and he's looking to work you. And I don't think he's going to be able to do that against a Fury who's really going to be conditioned to go and move for 12 rounds. And I think it becomes a distance issue. I just think Fury is going to be able to keep him at the end of that jab. And he's going to be able to he's going to be able to dominate the fight. I think there'll be some points in the fight where it's interesting. I don't think Usyk has it close to the power to be able to stop Fury. If Wilder couldn't do it, Usyk ain't going to do it. And I think the way that you got to beat a Tyson Fury, even a Tyson Fury that's coming in lighter, who's going to employ the strategies, you got to be able to get on top of him. I'm not saying, I bring up Mike Tyson's name, not that I think that anybody out there is close to him, but it's almost got to be that kind of fighter where a guy can get inside on him and just get on his chest and just work his body to death. To get him on the ropes, get inside, you're going to take a couple of shots, but get underneath that jab and get in there and work the body. And I don't see Usyk as that kind of fighter. He wants to be a cute fighter. I don't think he's going to be able to beat Fury being a cute fighter. I just don't see it happening that way. So here's my take. I don't think this is going to be a really, really exciting fight. I think all the fanfare around it is going to be a lot more interesting than the fight. I think the fight is going to be a chess match. I think it's going to be Usyk trying to get the proper distance where he can hit Fury. And I think it's going to be Fury using his feet to kind of counteract what Usyk likes to do with his feet, keeping him on the edge. And while he's doing that, keeping Usyk outside with that jab. And then look at him. He wants to. I know he's going to want to knock Usyk out, so he's going to be putting that right hand behind it. Whether he can hurt Usyk or not, I don't know. Usyk seems like a pretty durable guy, although he's supposedly, vulnerable to the body, which may be true. But guy 6'9", who's looking to work at that range, how much body punching is he really going to do? He knocked, Fury knocked Dante Wilder down with the body punch. I think he was a little bit off balance at the time, but still, he knocked him down with a body punch. So he may be able to do. When they train, in the training camp, they're working on that because it's a perceived weakness. So they will look to exploit that. But working on it in the gym and being able to do it in a fight are two different things against a guy like Usyk. But like I said, bottom line, I don't see this as a sit on the edge of your seat, bite your nail type thing where one guy's knocking the other guy down, and one guy's getting hurt and the other guy's coming. I don't see that. This is not going to be a replay of Deontay Wilder Fury 2 and 3. It's just not going to be even one. There's a lot of suspense in that fight as well. So that's the way I see the fight. I think Fury's going to win either a split or unanimous decision. I would lean more towards a unanimous decision in a fight that I'm going to watch because of the event itself and the fact that finally we'll be able to unify, the heavyweight division. But I don't see it as being a really, really exciting fight. And that's my take on it. That's the way I see it. Let's see what goes down. Does old school say know what he's talking about? I don't know. Maybe I could be completely off here. It's think it might have happened once before, maybe, but not too often. I've been pretty good on these predictions. But let's see what happens. You're only as good as your last prediction. Anyway, you know where I'm coming from. This is there's fight fans that we all are. We love the game, but this game of life is the thing that's really, really important. And I hope everything in your life is going well. And remember what my pops used to say. He used to say, old school Saint, you're going to get in a fight. You're going to get knocked down. You got to make sure you get up and you get up throwing punches until that last bell goes. So I hope you do the same. I hope you hang in there when life gets tough. I hope that right now things are really, really good for you, that you have peace, prosperity, and good health for you and your family. Hope things are going well. And until we meet the next fight, old school say not. Hey, and don't remember, you think I'm way off here, you think I'm whacked out, make those comments. I'll comment back to you, and we'll go at it a little bit. Old school saying we'll go down that rabbit hole with you. That's one of my weaknesses. But if you think I'm off here, let me know. Okay. Peace out.